In the last episode, we took the jungle crossing from Ecuador into Peru.
Wow, look at that view.
Met what might have been the most polite border guards ever and arrived just in time to watch both daylight and electricity disappear for the night. In this episode, we're starting to get a feel for how Peru really works. Join me for a few first impressions and little moments, basically my thoughts, after 2 days on the road in Peru.
Today, we don't really have a special place to go. We will just ride towards Cajamarca, just to get closer to the south of Peru, because most of the things we want to see, they're more in the southern part or in the middle western part of Peru. So for now, we just try to get closer to that area. And therefore, we're going to leave the hotel in approximately 10 minutes. I will just give you a short look around.
That is the sleeping area. That is the kitchen area. And that is the bathroom. Okay, let's get started.
So that was the hotel we stayed in yesterday. I think we've been on the second level in the middle. The hotel was quite nice. We were pretty lucky we had the generator, so we had some warm water. Gracias! First we have to get through this town again, at least a bit. But today it doesn't seem to be too crazy. Yesterday there was a little more traffic. Streets are quite steep, and then sometimes you have to stop at places where I don't really want to stop and then take a corner. But oops. Yeah, sometimes it's a little crazy. Also, the dogs in Colombia and in Ecuador, they seem to understand that when there's a vehicle, they will just go to the side. But here it seems like they didn't really learn that, so they just walk in front of you. Got lots of rice fields over here. Same as Ecuador and Colombia. They eat rice as the main dish. That was a surprise. I wouldn't think this is a proper road. Like, we're not taking a dirt road on purpose today. This is just the normal street. Just had lunch at Al Fuego, and we also just had a look at where we could probably stay tonight. We decided to ride another 115 kilometers. That will probably take us 2 hours, and we will end up at an altitude of 2,600 meters. That is quite a lot. I better move here. So I have to enjoy this weather down here, because soon it will be a little colder. But first we want to get out of this town with all these tuk-tuks. That is crazy how many tuk-tuks there are in Peru so far. Regarding the non-official but left street rules in Peru, they are that if you prefer to not be run over, you have to start the traffic lights when it's 2 more seconds before green. Otherwise, no chance. Another thing regarding the street rules is that so often you have a sign saying the speed is 35, and absolutely nobody does 35, not even the police. No, you were lying over there. Okay. This is okay. Can you turn this around? So, like this? Your arm turn? Okay. Uh-huh. And you can move everything.
Yeah, everything's good.
Nothing hurts.
No.
Because you were lying like really flat on the ground. For a second I thought maybe you were unconscious. There you can see the line where it's scratched over there. And it's really slippery here. Just this bit. All the other parts are okay actually. Yeah, that was a little scary. That was actually quite loud. But yeah, he is okay. The bike is okay so far. It lost a little fuel. And we have a few broken backs, but that should be fine. So I think we're good to continue.
With my legs still shaking, somewhere between shock and relief, I rode on in silence for a while, grateful that nothing worse had happened to the rider or the bike. It felt especially good when we finally reached Cutervo for the night, the kind of place that surprises you with a warm and cozy room. And, just around the corner, a huge garage where the bikes could rest safely too. The next morning, we were gently awakened by our personal welcome committee, Peruvian march music echoing through the streets. A bold choice for an alarm clock.
Good morning. We had a pretty calm night and now we're just getting our motorcycles out of the garage.
Heading toward Cajamarca, we chose the biggest roads we could find, hoping to keep things simple and fast. Northern Peru had its own interpretation of that, but we would soon learn why this was still the easy part.
That looks like a really steep corner with sand. It's not the easiest terrain, although it looks not too bad actually, but it's a little slippery. I suppose this is just that kind of street that we have to deal with now. I actually thought it would be paved, and I also thought that the guy in the hotel, he told me yesterday that the street towards Cajamarca is exactly like the street in front of the hotel, which was paved. I guess this is what we have to deal with today.
It has been at least 5 minutes now. Looks like this is going to be a long one. I don't actually know what we're waiting for. Yeah, that might take some time. So it always takes longer on these roads than you expect. Well, finally something is going on after how much time? 15, 20 minutes?
Well, I'm 100% sure this is not the official road to get there. I don't think that trucks come here often. I need a break. Hi sheeps. I'm just taking a small break here, okay? Don't mind me. I'll be gone in a second. Okay, we're back on that road, and actually I'm in the meantime really happy to be able to ride that road and not that rocky road anymore. That was actually just unexpected, because today we just wanted to make our approximately 200 kilometers as fast as possible to reach Cajamarca, to wash our clothes, to get some motorcycle things done. And that was totally unexpected, like that whole bit. Hopefully from now on we will only be on this kind of road, because it's just faster. We just want to arrive. We didn't expect to do an off-road session today.
Somewhere along this off-road section, my microphone decided it had heard enough and stopped cooperating. So for a while my hand will take over the storytelling. Feel free to enjoy the highlights. A quick chat with Jesus, some very enthusiastic Somos Peru artwork. And at this point, even I'm not entirely sure what I was pointing at. Possibly the dust was already getting to me. And after a few more dust ins and cough outs, we finally rolled into Cajamarca. What a calm and peaceful city. The perfect place to organize things you might not get in the countryside.
So we finally arrived at our accommodation. I am completely covered in dust. So now for sure we have to wash our clothes. This is our accommodation for the next 2 nights, probably. Now we're just going to get out of these clothes, try to get rid of some of the dust, and then we're trying to find all the things that we need to have and to do. We need to sew some things on our bags, we need to repair some things on the motorcycle, we need to check the motorcycle because I saw that my shock absorber is losing some oil. So yeah, there are a few things to take care of, and we will do that in the next 2 days. So we're going to stay here 2 nights and take a break, and then we'll continue. So see you soon. Bye.